Thanks to our sponsors today, A.W. Jenkinson Forest Products. Market leaders in the forestry industry, offering everything from site clearances to collection of wood chip nationwide. Wherever your arbor needs, A.W. Jenkinson has a fleet of over 900 vehicles, including mobile chippers, grinders and walking floor trailers. Check out all of their services at awjenkinson.co.uk. Thanks to our sponsor today, Arborlease, the UK's leading business finance broker for the arbor industry. If you're looking to finance a new or used machine, get an instant finance estimate from Arborlease. Find hundreds of trusted machines at arborlease.co.uk or source a machine yourself from any dealer or private seller. Arborlease will spread the cost of ownership with competitive, affordable monthly payments at a market-leading low fixed rate. Play online 24/7 at arborlease.co.uk. Arborlease is 100% impartial and 100% arb. Welcome to episode 30 of the All Things Arb podcast. You think I've got 30 guests on this weekend. We've come down to Collective Climb and Canopy. Have I said that right, Tim?
Canopy, Climb and Collective.
Twice I've
We're not that famous yet.
Not that famous. Because I went past today and I messed it up on Instagram because I seen the handle and went, I've just ballsed it all up again. Right, first mess one.
It is a mouthful, right?
For anyone who's listening, you need to go to YouTube, you need to watch it because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then there's a couple in the tree. I think this is literally going to be the biggest podcast I've ever done. And I've got no questions whatsoever.
Wing it, that's all we ever do.
Because Sim texted me at 6 o'clock in the morning on a Friday, said, by the way, you still come down tomorrow. And I went at 6 o'clock in the morning, oh bollocks, I forgot about that. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. So you take it away, Sim. How did all of this come together?
Born out of lockdown, really, wasn't it?
COVID, isn't it?
Yeah.
Born in a lockdown because none of the country was allowed to see each other.
Yeah.
So we made a.
We were still allowed to work, weren't we?
We were technically still allowed to work, so we type of used as an excuse to see each other and go out and work.
Yeah.
We weren't working.
Little boys club while all the girls stay at home.
Yeah,
You got something to tell us, Sim? It's okay, we're all friends here.
Bit of bojo, isn't it?
Where did the name come from then?
Canopy Climbing Collective. To be honest with you, I was on site and I was talking about setting up this group and filming the industry. I'd already gone out and done some filming down in down the New Forest for Tree Kit and Juddy and doing some stunt down there. And then Ethan came out with it.
I think it was Scott.
Was it Scott?
I mean, we were always
Was it the
falling on the
labyrinth?
Scott.
It was.
Yeah, it was
Tell us about that.
Scott!
That's alright, don't worry.
I'll take the
I wouldn't
credit.
let him have it.
I genuinely thought it was Ethan.
Nah, that was me.
Nah, it was me.
And I really wanted to be the one to name it because in the group chat I was throwing them out. I was literally sat there throwing out names. And then,
What were some of the other ones that you came up with?
What was it like? Gorillas?
We were thinking of doing something.
Something about gorilla. Because we were obviously weren't allowed to do what we were doing, but we were doing it. So
There's loads of names chucked out.
Yeah, I can't really
some
remember
funny ones,
now.
some obscene ones. Some
one you can't say. Yeah, Canopy Climbing Collective was born.
So has it like just grown over the last couple of months then? Did it start off with just a couple of years, or was it right? Stick 11 was in the group, chat and see what shit we all get up to.
Technically, it was
about a year now,
always, but it was always this group at the start. We've had a couple of additions, Chaz and Tommy. They joined us on.
And Connor.
Connor, and Connor. But originally, it was always us. Like, it was always a big group. That's why it was a collective, because it was a collective group of lads.
From the same area.
Yeah, and we're all from the same area. We all actually, a lot of us worked for
Same company.
one company growing up. Started
Yeah,
straight
you
out
mentioned
of
said
college.
company before.
We're not saying said names.
You shall not be named.
But no, we all started off there. We actually, a lot of us got trained by a guy called Mark Helms, who we can talk about because he was a sick climber.
He was going to be coming today as well.
Yeah, he
meant to
was.
come today, but he trained a lot of us.
Trained a lot of us up, and a lot of our techniques come from him. To be honest, the way the group changed was really Joe coming back from Australia, getting stuck here in a lockdown. Come back and was like, right, boys need to try SRT.
He doesn't miss Oz one bit.
Yeah. He doesn't talk about going back to Australia one bit at all.
Oh, you thought about what? 10
Yeah. He really wants to be here.
Not by the chainsaw because we're in Australia next week. So obviously you come out, you climb trees, where else do you all get up to? Because you've got all different ropes, all different kits. You're all SRT people. I've never done SRT in my life. I'm the only guy here probably going, yeah, I climb on a spider jack still. So I feel massively outnumbered. I'm a northerner down south. I've not climbed for a couple of years and you're all on SRT stuff. So is everyone climbing SRT day to day as well?
Yeah, that was kind of, it all mostly came from Joe, I'd say. Yeah. I mean, I learnt from Joe when he came back from Australia. You sort of like, you know, you've got to try this out, you know, it's revolutionary.
I think I've come back and seen some of the things you guys were doing, you know, because you were all like, from when I left and when I come back, some of you guys have progressed heaps, you know, you were starting to do all the big jobs and stuff, and also the kind of stuff that you had planned, you know, for the collector, like the stunts that you'd planned and stuff, and I'm thinking, right, we can really speed this up and actually make it work by getting us all on single rope and just kind of, I suppose, dialing in some of our technical skill really and stuff like that really. So yeah, I was able to bring a bit of that back from learning from guys out in Oz, and yeah, helping these guys, you know, really, you know, we've all sort of helped each other really, because it's quite good. We can all come together, share skills at every recce, and it's in a casual setting where we can afford to like trial and error stuff. We can afford to make mistakes. Yeah, so for that, in that sense, it's been a great sort of learning experience for us all as well.
We're all different age groups as well. So like, I'm like 32. I'm 32. Some of these lads here are like 22, 23.
I'm 23,
and so for me, SRT changed my life because I couldn't be bothered with big trees.
Yeah.
Climbing DRT anymore.
Yeah.
I always subbed a guy in. Now all I want to do is climb big trees.
Have you noticed when you switch over to SRT, your joints aren't killing you as much?
Yeah, 100%. I can go up and down all day and my forearms throb a little bit. But other than that,
your career, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
It used to be like getting the ladder off the van, whereas now it's like, oh yeah, I'll get a line up there. You look forward to it. That's the.
We've got a lad in the group that's 50 and changed his life. He says he's got enough. He actually said to me the other day, he goes, do you think I'm too old to go subcontract climbing? He's 50. He's got his own company, but he said he'd rather go subby climbing because of SRT.
I'd say it's more commonplace you see people not climbing SRT. From what I've experienced, the companies I've worked for, so many people haven't even opened up their minds or their eyes to SRT yet. So they see you do it for the first time and it's almost like you're a wizard or something. You're like, oh my god.
It's been going around a long time.
Well, there's not many people showing it, because I've had people message me going like, can you show me like your setup and what you recommend? Like, you know, I learned from these guys.
Is it taught in colleges yet? Because it's only Lancashire that actually do like a ticket for it as such. MPTC still haven't got around to it.
I think it's taught slightly on the CS38, the aerial rescue.
It's like Tom said. Tom said
they're struggling to teach it because they don't actually know it themselves.
They'll do like a day on it, you know. They'll do like one day on it.
Yeah, I've done the course. I've done the lunch course. It shows you how to access trees, SRT using 2 lines, how to set up multiple base or canopy ties, and like various redirects and various bits of equipment you can incorporate into like your working around the canopy and stuff like that.
We learned a lot that day. Me and him did the SRT advanced course with ground training, and Terry was there, and we had, you know, it was a good laugh, wasn't it?
It was.
We learned a lot. So yeah,
it like reaffirms, say, things that you either used or knew about, but it just sort of like refreshes your mind about it. So for someone who hasn't done SRT before, it's a good intro, but for someone who does know SRT, it's a great, like, almost like refresher on making sure you know stuff. So it's worth a shout.
It opens so many doors with rescue as well when you're SRT.
That's true.
That's part of the industry. No one really talks about the rescue aspect. We can, if we had to, we can all drop out of a tree. But on one of those random, really unique situations where you got to go, right, I need to do a little bit more planning on that. What changes have you seen of doing SRT rescue compared to the old conventional ones? Are they a little bit quicker? A little
way
bit easier?
quicker for a start.
Way quicker. We can show you.
Rescue someone from the ground. It's so much easier.
Base time, that's always good.
Yeah, rather than having to get up there, you know, get in the tree and rescue them from the tree. It's all done from the ground now, which is a lot easier.
Don't have to climb the tree. Just 2 minutes and you can have them down.
Yeah.
And even if you, just because it's just a single line, even if you just put one up there and just leave it up the whole time, you know, it's not getting in the way, it's just one line, you know, just there ready for someone just to shoot up. And you could like do a lowerable base tie and stuff like that as well, where you can just learn about a tree without even climbing it.
That you can get up there now compared to what you could on double.
80 foot in what, 15 seconds, something like that, easy.
Yeah, but tell you only got like a couple of minutes to rescue them. You've got to bleed out.
Well, look at the videos me and you had done. They're all just over a minute, and that's from a base time with an alpine butterfly. connect your line up, lower them down, and that's just over a minute. And they're down on the ground. You can't beat them.
You cannot.
Quick.
Safety wise. Who's that?
That's
Foxy up there.
We keep looking up every now and again. A bit of deadwood.
Right underneath the tree, and the trees have not been deadwooded that much.
It's more a car that's on the line.
Yeah.
I don't want to add to the paintwork.
Yeah.
How do you find these locations to come to? Do you just drive past and go, yeah, that's a tree we could climb?
So
That's how it started.
Some of them have been a bit sus, haven't they?
So, I would say the birth of the group was we sneak into private estates, we find the tallest, biggest trees, set up the craziest setups and do what we want. And if someone catches us, we just say we're climbing a tree.
I mean,
what
what time did we enter that other location?
Okay, so like if you go back through the videos, there's an old video of our first redwood swing. We had this plan set up. We'd zoomed the night before. I literally met the guys. I said to park in one space, not get out the cars, not talk. I'll pull up in my van, take the signs off the side of the van. The guys jump in the back like SAS. I drive down the road. They all jump out. We've got a pinned location of the trees. It's about 3-4 o'clock in the morning. They jumped over the wall for this estate. We went and found these massive redwoods which I'd located before. And I was like, we'd already set up who was getting up what tree. So we'd set up a Zoom chat and everything, so everyone knew what to do. Someone was even designated to cook the food. and then we just swang for sunset.
We did actually have the ranger come underneath us, didn't we?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, the ranger came through. I mean, I jumped for the floor head. It was you, wasn't it, Scott, that spotted it?
Yeah, the light coming through the forest. It's like something out of a movie.
He came through in his little buggy, didn't he? Someone shouted, "Lights out!"
No,
everyone
Johnny shouted, "Lights, lights, lights."
Lights, yeah, we just watched him go past.
But then the dogs came out as well.
Well, we heard
the dogs
dogs,
out
we
later,
heard
and they're getting
dogs,
closer and closer and closer. And I was thinking, oh man, we are going to get set up on here. But they just went off the other way. And then you guys, we stayed till 1, 2 o'clock. Like, this is a private estate. I'm not saying where it was. And then it's type of from that, it's gone to me pulling up to an estate front door, knocking on the front door, saying, "This is what we do. Can we please climb the trees?" And he's like, "Yeah, fine."
He's got to be a little bit more legitimate now.
Yeah,
it has to be.
Well, I noticed all the mates just coming out now, all of a sudden.
We got like caught out on the second location.
Yeah,
we did. We'd been there like a handful of times before and never been bothered. But then this one occasion, we had like planned to do a few things, and like straight away people were on us telling us that we couldn't do what we wanted to do.
The same thing happened at the Twin Sisters.
Yeah, the ranger came out.
Talk about the Twin Sisters.
We got stopped at the Twin Sisters by
A tree hugger.
No, it was the ranger.
Can we say that?
Oh, she really likes her trees.
Call us tree huggers.
Oh, we do hug trees. And I remember we got asked to take the lines down, and I think it was Bryn. Bryn was up there. He was
just done the swing.
He was just getting ready to do the swing, and then she went, "You're gonna have to stop. Take the lines out." And Bryn went, "Okay, I'm just going to take the line out now." And he jumped.
The only person laughing.
That's actually on video as well. You've got that on video, haven't you?
But she actually said that's the craziest setup I've ever seen in my life. But she goes, by the time I come back from the car park, I'd like to see it go.
Yeah, she did appreciate it.
She did appreciate it. She understood that those trees. I know some people might have said, "Oh, we're climbing the Twin Sisters. You know, they're symbolic." But they're symbolic for different reasons. Some people plant the ashes there, some people have a connection to trees and like to climb them. So for us, they're symbolic because they're some of the tallest redwoods in the country.
We're always respectful as well. We always appreciate kind of where we are, and we don't do anything that would damage or jeopardise.
We never leave a mess either.
Always.
That's the important thing, is that it's never there to damage.
We put like cambium savers up in the trees. We don't damage the tree.
We don't want to be a nuisance. We don't want to be like a bunch of yobs climbing trees.
I think that's like a lot of people, because we've done a couple of recce climbs, and people look at you and go, "You're not allowed to be up there, you're damaging the tree," and you're going, "Right, I actually care for trees. I know way more.
But that's like you meet somebody for the first time, and you're telling me a tree surgeon, and go, "So you hate trees?" And it's that lack of understanding. That's kind of our bit, not just as Canopy Collective, but as arborists, is that education to the general public.
Well, they're saying money grows on trees. It's true for us now.
Can't argue with that.
And especially last month's storm damage.
Did we all have a good storm season?
Yeah, we did.
You need smart winches in the group.
I can see a little bit more shiny stuff.
Still going.
Just like
I've had
the phone
2
just
jobs
kept
this
going.
week.
Still on Storm.
All the
Still
messages
going.
coming through.
Yeah, you're
even
still
got
on
a
Storm
carabiner on his
damage.
hat. I mean, that's how much fun it is.
Carrying him in my bag, isn't it?
You know what I mean?
He's ready to go. Bryn and Connor are doing one on Tuesday with me. Another storm damage one still.
Yeah, we're doing
so
that one.
much.
You know those ones you sent us the group the other day?
Those ones over the river.
They need to bring their speedos, eh?
Are you bringing the Unimog and crane?
Yeah, definitely.
Get all toys out.
So I'm quite excited.
So you have these ideas, you sit down on Zoom, and then you go off and do. Has it ever gone wrong or anything?
No.
Well,
Do you know what? We've been really lucky. Well, not lucky, but like I think I'm a bit of a analyst, and when I see we have an idea, we literally go through it step by step to the point where something can't go wrong.
Yeah.
We
all kind of have our roles
as well, don't we?
The only thing
Everyone
that
has
can go
a
wrong is something that's out of our control.
Yeah.
You know, like the warden turning
like the
up.
warden turning up. But when it comes to the actual thing that we're doing, everyone has a role, as Joe says. Like I'll type of. I normally come up with stupid ideas, or see some tree that I'm like, well, that's mega. We've got to climb that. And then I'll go, Joe, do you want to implement that?
I've got to try and make it happen somehow.
Somehow,
in-house HSE.
Yeah, he is in-house HSE because whereas some of us would just put a timber hitch and tension it off something else off the truck. Joe's there tensioning it around the whole tree, where that was an eye-opener at the start. But yeah, as everyone in the group has different roles, We've got the go-tos that actually get up there and do the stuff.
Guinea pig
That always goes first. The one that always wants to go first but doesn't get to go first.
On weight testing. Weight tester. Max weight tester. Working load limit.
Joe's like Mr. HSE type of goes for everything. And the rest of the lads, they're great. What they bring to the table.
The backup dancers.
Yeah. No, to be honest, you guys set it all up. I have to go out of tree mode and go into filming mode because someone's got to film it and put it on the channel. So I type of take a complete step back, and then you guys just type of implement my stupid plan.
Sort of set teams in the day.
That's the beauty of it as well, isn't it? It's that crazy idea and seeing it come to life almost. Even in the early stages, like the Zoom call and that initial excitement of everybody coming up with ideas and throwing stuff around.
Like where we go from saying, oh, we should set up a zip line across the woodland. There's a tree over there. I think, Joe, have a little look. From that to actually doing what we do.
That's actually getting on the zip line.
All the fire pit in the tree. When we said we're going to zip line over a woodland, we're all a bit like...
Nah, no chance. And it happens.
Yeah, and we get there and we make it happen. It's
using
crazy.
drone and that.
It's insane.
Using drones
It's always
to set throw lines and
a
stuff
plan.
as well.
Yeah, we installed throw lines across the valley using drones. Shout out to Joe and Phil as well. Sorting that out.
Even coming up with the damper on the zip lines, the distance that we were travelling and just adapting it, and then we added some extra bits of foam, some extra little bits to kind of pad it out, and it's all very organic as well, how it's coming together.
Because we might think of a way to do it on paper, then by the time we've actually got there, we're like, crap, we've got to change some things to suit the weather conditions, to suit the tree. By the time we set it up, right, there's too much sag in the system, we might have to change this, So
with the amount of kit we've got here, we've definitely got enough to sort it out.
Obviously, none of this kit is set up to do really any of the stuff that we do with it. So it is really about obviously,
pushing the systems as well.
Pushing the system. Yeah, we do push the systems as far as they can go, really.
And lucky enough, we have, I would say, not sponsors, but companies behind us that want to see these things happen and actually envision our ideas happening and help us along the way. So Toran and Rock Exotica.
I was going to say, we've got Mr. Ambassador over there.
Mr. Hollywood. There he is, Mr. Hollywood.
I hope you're watching. The best UK ambassador.
Is it beer time? He's having one.
What are you wanting to do next then?
So this film's it is going to take up best part of the year. We are working with companies with R&D stuff, and we've got end of year projects coming up as well. We've got the ARB show, it's going to be quite big at the end of the year. We've got to be there. There's a few things we're doing. I can't say what's going on there. can't at the moment. But
well, we want to be involved in the competition, actually.
Yeah. Well, I think a few of us are going to compete. Yeah.
Should do.
Not that we're not the competition crew that turn up every year and do the same.
A lot of us have never competed. That's why we. That's why we want to start doing work.
And to be honest, they've been doing this sort of things.
Because when you see those competitions, it's that same little group time and time again. You just think, I'd love to do that.
I'm not saying names, but the same people turn up doing the same stuff.
It's like first, second, and third. Last 10 years, same people.
Right. We want to go make some waves.
I was thinking about walking into the throwline comp with a drone, just setting lines with drones and seeing what they say. Just don't even say anything about it. Just turn up with the drone. I'm setting lines with drone. Like you lot use big shots. Why can't I use a drone?
What would be even more jokes is that we win every single event.
That won't happen.
There's some good ones
Imagine.
I don't.
Oh my god.
I don't think that's good.
Who's the winner? CCC.
He said it, you're going to do it.
Has anyone thought about doing a pole climbing as well then?
I think some of us would have a good crack at that, I reckon. If we got used to using those toe spikes, I think some of us would be able to do that.
I mean, we rock climb every week, don't we? We work, like, we don't just climb, we try and work on our bodies as well.
We go rock climbing once a week.
Well, it's not always spike every day, can't it?
My fingers. We try not. I try
He turned up the other day and I was filming. He's like, I haven't got any spikes, I need it.
I'm doing a big takedown.
Doing a big takedown. I'm supposed to be filming rigging. He's like, I haven't got any spikes. So he goes, I'm just rigging big bits wherever I can stand.
That's one way of doing it.
It worked though, didn't it?
Yeah.
It worked.
But yeah, as far as like going back to like you're saying, where are we going next and stuff. We've not really had like definite aims each time, have we? Everything's been quite organic about it, which has been nice, really. Like we've never done anything expecting it to go anywhere or expecting to get anything from it. We've more just done it for the love of doing it, really. That's all it started with, you know. And everything that's come from it is kind of just it's been like a bit of a bonus, really, isn't it? So,
I mean, a lot of it comes to us. Rather than us going and looking for it, it seems that people, you know, they get in contact with Sim and then that sort of dictates what we're doing next. You know? So,
I mean, you're sorting out something else at the moment, aren't you?
I've got
a little bit.
So there's a possibility of us maybe sort of getting involved with some TV stuff, possibly.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
like this podcast not good enough for you, you already want to go to the next level.
Hey look, fellow Tree Surgeons. Who's that?
Who's that?
that's the third one I've seen drive past.
Yeah, we're just sort of pushing the boat out in all directions at the moment. I think within the next sort of year or two we could see some cool stuff for us. Yeah.
Is anyone allowed to join your club as such, or is it like invitation only at the moment?
Do you know what? We get asked this question so much, and I told them from the start it was always just our friendship group. And as the CC goes, we don't need it any bigger. We've got enough brains to type of do any setup we ever want to do. But we're not this exclusive group that go around, oh, we're exclusive and stuff like that. It's like, I'm happy. We've even talked about, we have guests that come join us. They're not guests, they're just friends that people reach out and say, can you come along? Yeah, come along. We're pretty chilled. I think after California, we are planning just to say, on a monthly meet, someone wants to come out.
It's less that we don't want people to join us, it's more that we don't want to get complicated.
You don't want like 50 people turning up on someone's land, because it does get a bit much.
Yeah.
Is there any other places in the UK that you want to just go to?
I think we should at least try and do the biggest tree in the UK.
What is the biggest tree in the UK?
I'm not sure.
It's the Douglas fir in Scotland. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Douglas fir.
Douglas firs are pretty boring.
I mean, Scotland would be cool though, wouldn't it? That would be brilliant.
I've just seen some more stuff around some private estates around here. I've just seen that. They're massive trees.
You are going to get shot one week.
There's definitely some more trees. There's hundreds of trees hidden away in private. This is the whole problem we always go on about, like privatisation of the UK land. Like
and the right to roam as well.
Yeah, the right to roam. We don't have it. Where Europe, Australia, America, everyone has a right to roam. Here, so everyone's just money grabbing pieces of land to themselves. All these rich owners not letting anyone enjoy it, and like we're literally left to nothing to climb or even enjoy as human beings within the UK. Like Julian here, he just goes on a whole different approach, and he sees that, you know, his land is other people's land. If they want to climb it, he'd let us climb it, and that's the way he is, and that's why we're able to do what we do here. But not many people like that in the UK. These private
we're
estates,
lucky with Julian.
these private estates are, they're like, yeah, these are our trees, and they just sit there and rot. They don't even manage them.
Does no one ever freak out when you start jumping out of the trees with smoke grenades attached to your feet and everything? Because that's the first video I saw and I went, okay, industry's changed a little bit.
That was definitely more of the cinematic style stuff. We haven't really done much smoke grenade stuff recently, and we definitely won't be doing it in certain locations. But it was definitely. What was it? Is it
eye-catching, isn't it?
Yeah, that's eye-catching.
Yeah.
So we
Looks
get
cool.
noticed.
It does look cool.
Yeah.
It does look cool.
And we did get noticed.
Was the idea to always film this?
Yeah. So from the start, it was always, I wanted to start. I think the whole idea started because there was just nothing good on YouTube if you Google Tree Surgeon. It was just saying boring, like 3-minute videos.
This is how you tie a knot.
Yeah,
This is how you use it.
There's nothing
Spikes.
cinematic, nothing really interesting.
You had things like August Honeyke.
You have to take
and stuff like that, and they were kind of like more sort of long, structured videos that showed you like the process of a job, but nothing with like sort of the B-roll style of stuff that you were interested in doing, but that we put out, you know, from the beginning. That is like, you know, like a big assault on your senses.
But that's changed, hasn't it, a little bit, like the filming
Especially
side.
with the social media side of things. That's what people want to see.
Yeah.
You know, and we've. Well, Sim especially has delivered that.
It's been like
The editing style's
perfect
changed.
timing to bring all this sort of stuff through.
We always
had a
rep
barbecue
climb
in a
before
tree.
this though, didn't we? Like, you know, coming out of college, like me and Scott would always just go rep climb on the weekends and stuff.
Yeah, it's having a good time.
So yeah, we'd always be doing that before, but it was just nice to be able to all come together as well and film it at the same
And
time.
I think when we're old and we hit 50,
His harness is upside down.
I think we're gonna. Did I just hear that right?
His harness is upside down.
His harness is upside down.
And we're the CCC.
My reading ain't so good, but I know that doesn't say butterfly. never went butterfly backwards.
So anyway, yeah, it's all about experience.
Are you going to cut that bit out?
Get that day rate up.
You don't worry, we're well trained.
Anyone want a subby?
That's what you get for
any guy could
$2.50
buy a
a
train.
day.
Should have paid $2.55.
No, what I was saying, I think when we're all 50, we're going to look back and go, I'm glad we didn't say no to any of the opportunities that we've had, because, you know, they don't come often, and some of the stuff that we've done is pretty crazy, and what we're doing, you know, as a standard, I'm just a standard tree surgeon, just standard Joe Bloggs, but like, the opportunities we've had within the group, it's been crazy, isn't it? It's taken us to places that we would never thought we'd go, and you know, being on Petzl's. Doing stuff with Petzl, Arb Association, you name the companies we've been doing stuff with, whether they don't make it known and they just post it privately. But yeah, we're doing
I can
a
say
lot of
personally,
stuff.
from like a transition phase, becoming a subby climber, being part of the Canopy Climbing Collective has really helped me like have a bit of a footprint within the social media aspect of the art world, which has led to leads of getting work from that.
Yeah, because a lot of
You do
people
need to
message
have
over
a bit of
social
a
media,
personal
don't
brand identity, because we've all got the vans up there, they're all stickered up and everything. But when you look at the people who work for the business, do they need to have a personal identity themselves?
Absolutely, man. I think massively so. I think building your personal brand is one of the biggest things in this industry, because if you take care of what you do, it's like, oh yeah, Connor the Groundie, but if you know that Connor the Groundie's like the best groundie that he can be and always clean up after himself, and it's about building your personal business almost. You are a business yourself.
If you're a subcontractor.
If you're if you're a subby, you are a business yourself. So you need to make sure that everybody that you're working for, you're working to the standards of your business, and you make sure that you are the highest standards that you can be. You set your own standards, and then that anybody that you work for wants to have you in again because they know that, oh, this guy actually, you know, works hard, works to good standards. So I think
it's also like down to character and your composure as well, isn't it? Because so many people will more likely get you in based on how well you get along with the guys as well, you know, and how well you get along with them. Sometimes more so than the skill as well.
That's like somebody we know as well. Somebody one of our friends used to dabbled in it a little bit, and he got work a lot from Pete and stuff, just because of who he was, because the character that he wasn't the best tree surgeon at all, wasn't the best ground dude.
Having him on site,
you know, but they loved having him on site because of the character that he was. He brought, you know, he could
the morale, the morale.
Literally, he could sell water to a blooming. So ice to an Alaskan. You're just saying that I didn't do the saying well. So ice to an Alaskan.
Sticks to cutting trees. Sam, thank you very much for having me down, mate. It's been absolutely fantastic to meet you all. I can only remember 2 people's names out of everything, like Leon and Sim, and that's about it. But, cheers, lads. Look forward to it.
Cheers.